My name is Jessica, and I'm 30 years old, and I've recently made the decision to get baptized. I've never felt stronger about my faith than I do now. I truly accepted Christ in 2012 while sitting in county jail in Riverside County. It was the first time in 10 years my head had been clear enough to think straight. Shortly after graduating high school, I started experimenting with drugs. I didn't feel good enough for my family, so I distanced myself from them. I took to the streets. I liked punk rock music, hanging out at bars, smoking cigarettes, going to shows. I liked doing pills. I liked sex, and anything to know myself. It didn't take long before I found myself addicted to crystal methamphetamine. I used every day. I eventually took on the characteristics of a user. I was a liar, a manipulator, a thief, and a lowlife. Very simply, I lived in sin, controlled by the devil, angry and blinded by truth. I remember accepting my fate. I could vision myself being a dope fiend till the day I died. I was unsure who Jesus was or if he even existed, but I always had a small flame of faith buried deep inside me of the existence of a loving God that would always protect me. Sometimes when things got really bad for me, I would drop to my knees and I would pray. I would pray that God would keep me safe in those times. I'll never forget, but some miracle always got me through it. Was it enough to make me stop what I was doing and follow him right there? But it was enough for me to remember and carry it with me for when I was ready. Everything happens at God's perfect timing. When I went to jail, because of the lifestyle I lived, I thought it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. I could not have been more wrong. I remember seeing a lot of girls reading the same book, and I wondered to myself, what book is so popular? It was the Bible. So I asked the chaplain for my own Bible, and it was a New King James Version. I didn't even know how to read it. I remember looking forward to the volunteers from local churches that would come and share the gospel. They would pray with us, and it gave me so much hope, and I thought it was so kind of them. My eyes were open to Christ for the first time, and I wanted to know more about who he was and what he did. I became thirsty for knowledge. I started reading a lot of Christian books, and I couldn't get enough. Changes were happening in my heart. I learned a lot about myself, and for the first time, came to face a lot of things that I had been running from over the years. I took my every thought and worry to the Lord. Like the guilt I had for failing as a mother. I missed my son's 6th birthday because I was locked up. It was very hard. Through it all, God blessed me with an amazing family that loved and supported me every step of the way. God's plan is so perfect. I had exactly enough time to think and reflect about where my life was heading, and I made a decision to change my route. Had I not gotten enough time for it all to sink in, I most likely would have gone out and gone back to my old ways. Since then, I have found the strength to break the bondage of so many footholds Satan had in my life. I remember a quote that said, "When you're down to nothing, God's up to something." I couldn't wait to take my new faith home with me and experience going to a real church. Since accepting Christ, I have reestablished a relationship with my family. I had walked away from so long ago by letting go of resentments and making amends with them. I found the strength to stop using drugs and nicotine. My outlook on life is positive, and I feel like I've been given a second chance. I'm not afraid nor alone anymore, and I have nothing to be ashamed of or hide. I have witnessed the power of prayer, and I have all the tools I need in God's Word. I feel blessed, and I'm ready to show everyone that I have made this commitment in my heart, and I pray for the strength and the courage to be able to pick up my cross daily. And I want to say one more thing. A couple weeks ago, my grandpa was in the intensive care unit on life support, and he had been praying for me to get baptized for years. And he's here today.